This is the last thing I ever wanted to hear. 2 weeks ago, my friends Mark and Carly went into Black Oak Asylum to film a documentary. They never came out. This is the tape they left behind. This is my voice reading what Mark recorded. Listen closely. If you hear something behind you, don't turn around. Black Oak has been empty since the fire in 1992. They tore down the pediatric wing and boarded the rest. People in town say you can still hear children playing in the attic on rainy nights. Teenagers dared each other to touch the rusted gates. Mark called it the perfect place to prove a ghost is real. He called me 2 days before they went. "We're doing it at midnight," he said. "Found footage, real reactions. If we get something, we go viral." I told him not to go. He laughed and said, "You worry too much." He promised to leave the camera rolling the whole time. He promised to be careful. On the night they went, the sky felt like it was holding its breath. The parking lot lights were out. They clipped headlamps to their jackets. Mark's phone died within an hour. Carly's lighter kept going out inside the building. The last clear audio on the file is what I'm about to read. They split up after 15 minutes. Carly said she would check the basement. Mark climbed the east stairwell to get overhead shots. The building moaned around them, settling into decades of silence. The microphone picked up the scrape of Mark's boots and the twitch of his lamp, catching dust that hung like tiny moons. "Carly," he called softly. Something moved behind him then, quick and small, a shoe skitter across tile. He turned. His breath tightened. "I heard something," he whispered. "Sounded like a kid." "Don't be stupid," Carly answered, but her voice trembled. "It's the wind." They found writing on a wall near the old therapy rooms. Letters cramped, scratched low as if someone crawled. The mic records them, reading it before either says who wrote it. "Help me," Mark reads. His voice goes thin. "My name is..." "I can't read the rest," Carly says. A small laugh answered then. Not full, not warm, thin, like someone trying to get attention but getting interrupted. "Mommy," the tape keeps echoing. After that, the recording becomes jagged, static in sudden swings of light. For 1 second, the lens catches a small face in the dark, eyes blown wide, pale under the headlamp. It's gone in the next frame. The audio keeps the echo. "Mommy." They agreed to meet back at the main entrance in 5 minutes. Mark climbed. Carly went down. Upstairs, Mark found a row of little metal beds with names scratched into the frames, some blackened, some peeled. He ran his hand along one name and said, "These were kids." His inhale before the next sound is the kind that precedes panic. Then, from a room to his left, the faintest step, like tiny feet on wood. "Hello," he said, the word cut like a stitched seam. Laughter, closer now. 2 voices, whispering syllables meant to mimic speech and lure. Downstairs, Carly found a mural painted on the basement wall. A house, clumsy stick people, signs with too many rays. Underneath, a name, Emily, written in a shaky hand. Carly traced it with her finger and whispered, "Emily." "Huh." A lullaby started then, a tune without a real beginning. Carly hummed it back without thinking. The sound moved closer, a whisper right against her ear. "Carly." Mark's voice floated down from above, distant. "You okay?" "Yeah," she said. The "yeah" sounded like medicine, meant to make it true. A door slammed. A child laughed. The building did both at once, and the tape snapped. When Mark ran back down, the rooms had shifted. Hallways stretched. Doors were farther than they were before. The air had turned cold. His voice sped like someone trying to outrun a thought. "Carly!" he shouted. The mic shook. The camera fell. For more than a minute, the tape records only the sound of the camera skidding on concrete, the lens catching the ceiling in white slashes, then metal clattering. Mark swore. The rusted gate shrieked. In the middle of the noise, a child's voice cut clean. "Don't look!" When Mark picked the camera up, his voice was broken. "Carly?" Static ate a sentence. Hours are missing. Gaps where the room seems to move. When audio returns, it returns with a low hum, like something singing underwater. Under that hum, whispers, many voices saying the same thing until the words become a chant. "He's here," they say. Mark stumbles out into the parking lot. The tape jumps, an arm, a flash, the camera hitting the hood of a car. Voices tangle. Carly's name appears, then a hand over the mic. When the police found the camera days later, they pulled it from an old locker. How it got there, no one knows. The recorder was on loop. It captured everything from the moment Mark switched it on until morning. But there are holes. Hours missing. I watched the footage file by file. The images were bad, but the audio told the rest. It told me how their hearts beat. It told me what the walls wanted them to hear. 2 nights after I watched it, something started in my apartment. At first it was small, an upstairs radiator sigh. But the sound wasn't the building settling. It was the lullaby from the tape, soft in the hallway outside my door. I paused the footage, and the hum stayed. It folded into the drywall. It braided with the distant street noise. It began to call my name, Alex. I am not brave. I am not reckless. I do not go looking for ghosts. But when something uses your name like a key, you move. I dreamed of small hands tracing my face. I woke with pale scratches on my forearms, tiny crescents, like fingernails that passed while I slept. I told myself it was stress. Then I found a drawing on my kitchen table. A house, a triangle roof, a stick figure inside. Under it, in shaking letters, EMILY. I live alone. That night, I set a camera beside my bed and left it rolling. Around 2 a.m., the microphone picked up a whisper right next to it, too close for a person to be comfortable. "Alex," it breathed. Not a hi, not a question, a possessive settling of the name into the room. Something cold brushed my shoulder. I turned on the lamp. Nothing. The microphone caught the sound of something small, scuffing across the mattress, like a child's shoe. "Who are you?" I asked, negotiating with the dark. "Emily," it answered. Then others layered in, like a choir off by fractions. "She wants you." I drove to Black Oak. It felt wrong to run. It felt wrong to speed. But I couldn't stay where my name lay outside my door like a trap. The gate was ajar. The east wing door stood half open, like a welcome I didn't want. Inside, the lights were dead. My phone hawked a thin beam through the dark. The lullaby threaded down the corridor, sticky and slow. I followed it to the locker room where the camera had been found. The old locker lay open like a throat. On the floor, arranged in a rough semicircle as if by careful hands, were toys. A plastic horse with one leg torn off, a chipped ceramic cup, a wooden puzzle missing a piece. On top, a crumpled drawing of a house. The name beneath it wasn't Emily anymore. It read ALEX. My mouth went dry. Something behind me reached like a child on tiptoe. I turned slowly because you don't startle the thing that thinks you are already furniture. "You found our story," a voice said. "You told them." "Who are you?" My voice cracked. "Emily," they whispered, and another voice, older, a scrape of memory, said, "She remembers." There is a part of the night that is not on the tape. It is the moment you realize shadow is not contained by brick. It bleeds into your life. It crosses thresholds. It becomes the scrape on your kitchen table. It is the drawing on your counter when you wake. I tried to leave. The door would not open. I hammered at metal until my knuckles swelled. Something small slid across the floor at my feet. Bone or broken ceramic, I could not tell. child's breath warmed my neck. The air stank of old paper and thumbtacks. I screamed once, and the voices stopped, like someone pressing a palm over a mouth. Then they started again. This time, not as one voice, but dozens, handing the same small story to each other in pieces. Burned, one said. Locked, another said. She stayed, a thin voice said. She woke us, an older one said. She wants us home, they whispered, and the lullaby rose to a tide. The hallway bent. The exit receded like a horizon. The floor lifted like a wave. I felt myself float, as if the building itself wanted me to join whatever weight it kept. I thought about Mark and Carly. I thought about how they joked about thumbnails and titles and clicks. I thought about the way we go after content and leave things in places we don't want to remember. There is cruelty in spectacle. There is hunger. The voices pressed close. "Will you stay?" they asked. I did not answer. I had nothing to offer. My throat tasted of metal. The hallway lengthened. The exit moved away. I recorded this because before I left, I placed a copy of Mark's camera back in that locker, and I left my own recorder running. If this tape survives and you are listening, know that I tried to tell you. Maybe my voice is a cork in a bottle. Maybe you will hear this, and you will burn what you find. Maybe you won't. There is one thing I want to tell you plainly. If you ever find a crumpled drawing of a house with your name under it, burn it. Don't fold it into a drawer. Don't set it on the counter for later. Burn it until it is only ash. Bury the ash far from anything that remembers you. Say the name of someone already gone and tell them sorry. It may not work. It may help. Right now, as I speak, I feel small hands braid my hair. They are patient. They wait. One voice, clearer than the rest, whispers, "Stay with us." I am leaving this here because I want someone to know. Because if the tape goes quiet and all you find is static and a camera in a locker, remember names? Mark, Carly, Emily. If you are tempted to go into Black Oak, don't. If you already have, say the names. Say them until your voice breaks. Then leave the light on. Don't sleep. They are here. They remember your name. They are patient. They wait. Alex.